Welcome to day 12 of Fat Frog Yoga's Yoga Advent Calendar. Today we're going to do the third and final warrior. So we're going to be stood throughout, we're going to be doing standing poses throughout the whole sequence. So grab your chair, grab your mat, wear some comfortable clothing and just place your chair at the very edge of the mat, seat facing you. And we will begin. Come to stand facing the seat of your chair, feet hip distance apart, a step away from the chair, bring the hands to prayer position at heart center, and we will begin as we usually do with our 3 breaths. Third breath in and out. And bring the hands down to the sides. Just going to take a second just to find our firm base in our mountain pose. So feet are hip distance apart, flat on the mat. Really kind of feel the grounding down beneath the feet. Pulling up from the arches of the feet, we engage the calf muscles, we engage the thigh muscles. We lift up through the pelvic floor, pull those tummy muscles in. Inhale, lengthen through spine, and exhale, shoulders down and away from the ears, palms facing forward. Take a deep breath. And on our next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, knees as bent as you like, hands come to touch the seat. Resting the head on the seat if you want to. And on an inhale, we bring the chest forward and up, coming into a flat back position. And exhale, fold. Inhale, push through the feet. Use the hands if you wish to come back up to standing. Arms overhead if you're not dizzy. And exhale, hands down to prayer position at heart center. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Hinging at the hips, knees as bent as you like. Inhale, chest comes forward into a flat back position, lengthening from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. And exhale, fold. Inhale, push through the feet, come up to standing, arms overhead. And exhale, hands down to prayer position at heart center. One more time. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, we fold forward. Knees as bent as you like, head comes down. Using the hands to gently push yourselves so the chest comes forward, flat back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, push through the feet. You use the hands if you wish to push yourself up. And exhale, hands down to prayer position at heart center. Lovely. So, should have said this before. We want the chair on a mat. So the chair doesn't move from underneath us because we're going to start putting a fair amount of weight through the chair. So obviously pop it up against a wall as well if that's going to help you. Bring the hands back to prayer position at heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, we're going to fold, hinging at the hips, keeping the legs straighter. Hands come either side of the seat. We're not going to fold all the way down. Instead, we're going to walk the feet back until we can just about start to feel we are folding and our head is coming in between the arms. And as you can probably feel, quite a lot of weight is starting to go through the chair, but we also want an equal weight distribution between the arms and the legs. So that's what we're aiming for. Into a downward facing dog. So keep those knees bent if you want, and just gently straighten one leg out and then the other, just to awaken those legs up. Keeping the arms straight as well. If your legs are straight, excellent. If they're bent, excellent. Just come to a downward facing dog that's comfortable for you. I've not got a huge amount of space, so I'm going to walk in ever so slightly, and yes, I could turn the chair around so the other's in it. So I'm in a very short downward facing dog, but walk yourselves back so you're not as short as that. Making a base on the right foot, we raise the left leg up, bending the knee, and take that foot over towards the right hand side. We take our gaze underneath that left arm. So we are opening the hip here. And let's take some circles with that knee, move them from the hip. Make those circles as big or as small as you like to really work open the hip. And we're already starting to come into a bit of a warrior one position with this one. And then take those circles the other way. Lovely stuff. And then just find some stillness with your left foot over towards the right hand side in our three-legged dog with hip opener. And then square off those hips, bring the foot back down to the floor. Walk it off where you need to. Do. And we'll do the same on the other side. So making a base on that left foot, raise the right foot up, bend the knee, take the knee out to the foot over towards the left hand side. And then we take the knee in some circles. One way, and then the other way. Just easing into the hips, opening the hip up. So we're feeling good. And then we find some stillness with our right foot over towards the left, gazing underneath the right arm. And then square those hips off, bring the right foot back down towards the mat. Walking the feet back out if you've made a really short dog like I did. Walking the feet, walking your dog. And then finding some stillness in your downward facing dog. Walk your feet up towards your chair. Coming into a bit of forward fold. We push through the feet, come up to standing. Arms overhead if you're not dizzy. And exhale, hands down to prayer position at heart center. Lovely. I think we are prepared for our warrior three. So warrior three, we take a further step back away from the chair. Tap your left foot behind you so you come onto the toes of the left foot behind you. We fold from the hips again, but let's first inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, we fold forward, and this is where we take our hands to the chair. You can see my back leg has lifted, so keep the toes on the floor if this is enough for you, and then if you want to go a little bit further, just start to gently raise that left foot up, no higher than hip height. So we're essentially making a T with the body. So we're up at hip height, toes are pointing down towards the mat, and our arms, use your hands. If you're feeling a little bit unsteady in your balance, keep those hands on the chair, or if you want to take the hands to the back of the chair, you can do. Stretch those arms out, and bring your head in between those upper arms again. Really try and keep that back leg straight. Really engage your standing leg. And then bring that leg back down to the floor. Walk it off. And then push through the feet. Come back up to standing nice and slowly. Excellent stuff. We shall do the same on the other side. My hands are at prayer position. We're going to take a step back with the right foot. Tapping the toes on the floor. Hinging from our thigh creases. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold over the chair. Keeping that standing leg straight. And allowing the toes to start coming up off the mat. If you're touching the mat, fine, it doesn't matter. We're aiming for the balance to keep those hips square, toes pointing down towards the mat. If we're taking it a little bit further, I'm really scared I'm going to hit the radiator and it's quite far away from me. If we're taking it further, we're taking the heel up no higher than hip height, leg is straight, toes pointing down towards the mat. Our hands anywhere really. Ooh. If you want to take a full balance, bring those hands up to prayer position. Otherwise, keep the hands on the chair. Take them onto the back of the chair. So you've got a nice long warrior 3. Or hands on the seat. And then bring that foot back down. Walk it off. And then we have our warrior 3. Let's do that one more time each side. Nice and gently again. So, feet a step away from the chair. Probably a little bit further than that. Step the left toes back, so the toes are on the mat. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hip. Hands come down to the seat. Take a second to make sure that that standing leg is nice and fully engaged. Minor micro bend in the knee. If you have a tendency to hypermobility, back toes staying pointing down towards the mat. Lift that heel up no higher than hip height. I think that's about hip height. Push away through the heel, toes pointing down. We want the hips square, pointing down towards the mat. And then bring your hands on the back of the seat or on the seat. And then take it back down. Lovely stuff. And in fact, let's not stand up. From here, let's step our right toes back. And then gradually lift the heel up no higher than hip height. Hands again on the back of the seat, head in between those arms, or hands on the seat. Toes pointing down, engaging through that standing leg. And then take that right foot back down to the floor, walk it off. Stand up carefully without making yourself too dizzy. And then just come to standing, feet hip distance apart, hands at prayer position at heart center. Taking a soft gaze to a point on the floor in front of you or closing the eyes. And let's take 3 full deep breaths just to bring ourselves back to resting after warrior 3 and our balancing. Time to again marvel at what our bodies are capable of and how strong we feel. Bow the head slightly forward, thanking the body to Namaste. Thank you very much.